Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
K-On! Season 1, Episode 9. New school year, new student, new club member.
A whole bunch.
But not Yui's sister, because, you know, while she looked at her sister and she's like, you know what, Yui? I love that for you.
It is a small Yui, but it's an Ui.
Right, it's an Ui, not a small Yui.
Yeah,
right.
And if you're wondering why I sound a little funny, I've got a toothache issue right now, so this whole side of my face is swollen and numb and stuff like that, so that's why that's that way. But yeah, new school year with a new club member, leading us to, well, have someone that can be bullied, basically, in a very loving, slice of life kind of way.
And or maybe someone that will inspire her senpai to, like, really go for it and stuff. And maybe then, you know, while the tea and everything is great, when she's looking at you with those, like, optimistic eyes full of adoration.
I'm ready for tea.
Yes, we both are. Because, after all, this is the Light Music Club.
This is indeed. So y'all.
So we have some light tea.
Right, exactly. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. We're so excited to have you here. Nakano. Oh. We had the name wrong?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that was a nickname or something. Cool. Nakano Azusa.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Senpai. Yeah. Oh.
She's doing the Caleb self-hug.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it should be really good. Everyone's stunned.
Yep.
Did I mess up?
That moment when talent actually like shows up and you're like so bad that you're like, well, wow.
Head punch.
Oh no. Smart.
Playing the old card. All right. Yeah, she was impressed. Even as good as she is. She even fills out paperwork. Panic.
Yeah. It's obvious.
The thing that we've been telling you to do since the beginning.
Oh, and she was so quiet like before.
Yeah.
Like now being in this club and having friends. Oh my god, yes. All right. Tea time. We join.
Yeah. And then the teacher joins in.
Exactly. They're going to corrupt this small, pure child.
Right. Oh my god.
Wow. It's a tort? Oh my god.
Wait, that's a tort?
Clearly. Oh my god.
You're gonna make her cry. Have a slice of tort.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
She's gonna explode. Yeah. Right.
Prioritization?
Right.
You want me to remain calm?
Oh, it worked.
Oh my god.
Wow.
取り乱してすみませんでした。
You'll just smother her with head pats.
Until she hears Yui play. And then all that respect will go.
私たちももっとやる気出していかないと。
Ah,
わかりましたね。
she finally has someone that'll be on her side.
True.
この前迷惑かけたから行きたくない。
Oh no.
全然と落ちてない。
Yep. Yep.
練習するところだったんだよ。
Oh
Sure.
my god. She has the drumsticks and everything.
Uh-huh. What was that?
やっぱケーキ食べないと力。
What?
Low blood sugar, you know.
うまい。
She has to be cracked on sugar in order to play.
さちゃんも食べてみなよ。はい。あ
Yep. The corruption begins.
Yeah.
惜しいって言ったんです。
Oh! Did you now?
気に入らなかったか。はい。
Yeah.
Oh.
はい。
Incredible.
先生さようなら。
Okay,
Yeah.
that's perfection.
Yeah.
Incredible.
今日から音楽室でのティータイムはなしか。
The very next time that she shows up, they've already corrupted her.
みんな練習頑張ってる？頑張ってるじゃん。
Yep. God, thank you.
ここで死んでも
Take me.
結局なんでティーセット撤去しなかったの？なんでもかんでも否定する。
Yeah, yeah.
ダメだと思って。
Everyone thinks they're immune to bribes until they get one.
いつギター始めたの？
We'll get to know you, yeah.
小4くらいからです。
Oh, you've been playing for a bit.
Yeah.
あの影響で。へえ。全然初心者じゃないじゃん。
Yeah, at least 5 years of experience.
ゆい先輩がギター始めたきっかけって何ですか？
Oh boy.
軽音が軽い感じの音楽だと思ってたなんて言えない。新入部員が入ってよかった。ごまかした。そうそう。私あずさちゃん。
Ah, nice double segue.
Okay.
Let's
All
go,
right.
let's go.
What's this bribe? I mean, gift.
これ何ですか？何って猫耳だけど？それはわかるんですけど。これをどうすれば？
Oh my god. Killua, calm down.
Yeah.
軽音部の儀式みたいなもんだから。何の儀式
It's
ですか？
hazing, yeah.
Right.
恥ずかしがり屋さんね。当たり前です。どう？似合う。
Oh my gosh.
が武器だな。私がおかしいの？はい。次あずさちゃん。
Be free, yeah. Have fun.
See, where's the other one? Yeah.
Oh.
Super cute.
すごく似合ってるよ。軽音部へようこそ。
Oh my god.
あずさちゃん可愛い。似合う。
Oh my god. Yeah, just dying of Moe cuteness.
Yep.
あだ名はアズニャンで決定。
Azunyan.
Azunyan. Wow. Oh, and this continues.
See, this is why you can't even give them an inch.
似合うのに。嫌です。
Look to Mio for support.
可愛いな。
Ah,
いじられる対象が私からあ
Yes.
ずさに移ったのは助か
Thank you for drawing aggro.
right.
でもこの寂しい気持ちは何？
No, like I'm betraying her.
ああ、私音楽室に忘れ物あったあった。
Oh. Oh.
But
Aren't
what
you
would I look
curious?
like with cat ears?
Wouldn't you like to know? So you don't know what it is. Would you like to find out?
苦しいぞ。
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
ねえあずにゃん、うちの近く
Oh my
に
god.
美味しいアイス屋さんがあるんだよ。
It's like training a pet to be like food
Right.
motivated. You
Yeah.
そう、返事はにゃーだよ。
know? This is bullying. This is
Yeah.
amazing.
にゃにゃ
And then they're gonna try and Pavlov her, where they feed her treats whenever she does that.
大丈夫？
Yeah.
全部やっていけそう？
Are you hanging in there?
Your spirits haven't been dampened too
ま
much.
あ、すぐ慣れるよ。っていうか慣れたくない。何？緊急会議って。新入部員が入ったのに、いつまでもまずいと。
Clearly.
あ、そうなの？
She looks up to us, damn it.
やめてしまうかもしれないぞ。
No! Say it ain't so! Oh my god. What's that? Yeah.
See, at this point, Mio, just talk to Azusa alone and be like, hey, we gotta start our own club.
Oh. It has begun.
Yep. Soon
They
you will
found,
be alone once more,
they found
Mio.
her weakness. It's the closest we'll get to a Frisbee anime.
But yeah, you two can connect.
I had a dream once.
Yeah, it's called sunk cost fallacy.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah.
Run.
God, the animation is amazing.
Yep. Outfits or food? Yep.
Yep.
Intervention.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever you say.
Yes, Mamma Mio. Might not remember. She's gonna throw the performance. Oh my god.
Yes.
Incredible.
Beautiful. Oh, yes.
あとさっきのフレーズはビブラート聞かせるといいかも。ミュート？ビブラート？
Yeah.
何それ？こんなんでも1年間やってきたんだ。
I promise.
ミュートもビブラートも知らずにどうやって？あれ？ちゃんとミュートできた。
Yeah.
ああ、さっきのがミュート。
Yeah. That's good.
ミュートとは弦に軽く触れて音が
You don't press on the frets all the way down. It's pretty cool.
じゃあそろそろロイヤルミルクティー入れてくれる？
T is for closers.
今日は練習しますから。ちょっとだけ休憩するか。
Oh no.
練習は明日から頑張ろう。
No! And then a fourth one.
Yep.
Yep.
あずさちゃん専用のカップ。
Oh my god, of course.
よそのバンドに参加しよう。
Yeah.
他にもきっと素敵なバンドが。
Find out that all other bands just drink alcohol, you know, just constantly, you know.
Sure.
どうしてだろう。
She really wants to take this seriously.
うちの軽音部よりうまいのに。
But it's not stirring her the way that performance did. Yeah.
Because they were having more fun, maybe?
どうして？
Yeah, what was it?
That je ne sais quoi.
最近あずにゃん来ないね。
Maybe if you talk to them about it, like,
Yeah.
they'd be able to hear your heart in this, because...
Right. Because you're not honoring and respecting, like, her approach to this.
なんで最近来なかったんだよ。毎日練習してたんだぞ。
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
どうして軽音部に入ろうと思ったのか。どうして新刊ライブの演奏にあんなに感動したのか。早く一緒にいてみればきっとわかると思って。
But I don't get it. Yeah.
Right.
じゃああずさのために演奏するか。その時の気持ちを思い出せるようにさ。
Okay. Yeah.
Love it, yeah. Okay, yeah.
ゆい先輩はまるで音楽用語知らないし、リツ先輩のドラムも走り気味なのに、4人揃って演奏すると。
Nothing bad to say about me or Sumugi.
なんで私が外番組まないか聞いたよね。私はこのメンバーとバンドするのが楽しいんだと思う。きっとみんなもそうで。だからいい演奏になるんだと。
Right, right. Yeah.
さあ、一緒にやろう。あずさ。
All right, yeah.
Cool.
やっぱり先輩方と演奏したいです。よかった。これからもお茶飲ん
Right, but balance.
But we will also make sure to play.
必要な時間なんだよ。燃え尽きた。向こう1週間は本当に
Yeah, maybe.
Please be our mascot, yeah.
Moi kyun.
All right. I
lazy.
really like that they actually took it seriously, that they don't take it seriously.
Right.
You know? Like, someone comes in and they're like, hey, I want to play with you guys. Oh, that's not actually what you guys usually do.
Right.
And it's not like that just changes because, they have, like, someone who's looking up to them, right?
Yep.
Okay. I really like that.
Yeah.
Like, that was a fun balance. It had all of the usual fun antics. The bit where Yui did, like, just the wilt, like, fall down. That was fantastic. Like, yes, of course, because the animation in this show is always wonderful, even when, like, it really doesn't need to be, right?
Yeah. We had a bunch of the characters basically being given the opportunity to show their personalities and who they truly are to Azusa.
Right.
And Azusa didn't like what she saw.
No.
Outside of maybe the bias that she has towards Yui, which is really funny, because eventually that too wore away. And it was more natural and gradual, even though she did actually, like, enjoy the sweets and tea side of things. Too.
Yeah, and which I love that it's just sort of a through line so that way, hey, this, now that Mio actually has someone that's more similar to her and potentially on her side, that doesn't necessarily mean that the dynamic of the show as a whole is going to change.
No.
And the lesson that Azusa gets from this is the thing that is the charm of the show in the first place, right? There can be such a desire to, go the distance, go to nationals, all that stuff, take everything super seriously. Well, at the same time, hey, you're in high school. You're a kid.
Share your experiences with others.
Yeah, share your experiences with others. Have fun. Enjoy this time, right? Because it's not going to last forever. And so that's the thing that she learns, where when she goes to all of those concerts with the people that can play way better than them.
And probably enjoy playing together.
Yeah, yeah. But it's
not exactly the same.
It's not quite the same.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where you have something that you want to do, but who you're doing it with changes it completely. There's a lot of examples of this, but anytime something involves a group beyond 3, I think that's where it hits that like special spot. Because with 3, you can end up in a situation where you have 2 that are more invested than the 1, and then the 1 feels isolated.
Right.
But with 4, you have 3 different sets of 2s, Right. You can have each basically like group, or I guess actually there'd be 4 sets of 2s potentially.
Right, like if it was if Sumo Gisei wasn't in the Light Music Club and it was just Ritsu, Mio, and Yui, that would be a very different dynamic.
Oh, it would completely fall apart.
Yeah.
But when you go from 4 to 5, there's a lot that changes from the dynamic of the first person coming in and having an overwhelming disadvantage at trying to shake up the dynamic.
Right.
Because even if they find an ally, they're still outnumbered.
Right.
So having this be about her kind of sharing what made it so, desirable for her to come to this group here, it wasn't even the playing, really.
No.
Because on a technical level, I like that she brought up that it's not just Yui, but also Ritsu. She's missing her timing on the drums. She keeps speeding up when she shouldn't. Kind of fits Ritsu's chaotic, eager personality.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But while the other 2 are, decent players, they have no negatives to mention in that regard. Right. Her actual connection was with the one who was the worst player there.
Right.
Because she, Yui, seems to be so wrapped up in the actual activity of playing there because she's found her people. She's found her crowd. And that's rare. Most people don't find their crowd like in, an anime where you're like, this is my ride or die squad. That's and that changes over time.
And I will say, I feel like this is something that I still like absolutely need to like could learn. But the idea that, hey, discipline and hard work is great and all.
Yeah.
But, you know, with the work smarter, not harder principle, if you're having fun, you don't, like, discipline doesn't come into play as much, right? Because you're enjoying it, right?
Right.
It's not work.
Right. And the idea of using music as the backdrop for that is really good because it's probably one of the ultimate human creative endeavors. There's like nothing more intrinsic to human nature as far as a creative output than music. I think maybe dance could be, you know, along the same lines, but even then, that's just because you need to actually make the different instruments. But there's so many for music that it's, you know, in some ways more varied. But I just love that with Azusa, she's coming in with an instrument that we already have here and actually kind of struggles to well, it's weird because she comes in with all the talent and what have you. She's had 5 years of experience minimum, potentially 6.
And like, as it would seem, working as hard as she's been so far.
Right. And she kind of wants a senpai who can be her, like, inspiration.
Yeah, the champion that
side of things
goes on ahead of her. Yeah.
Right. And yet she already heard Yui play, so she knows, at the very least subconsciously, that Yui's not necessarily the best, but she had that completely covered with rose-colored, you know, lenses because of the way the performance went.
Right.
So I like that we had a tear-jerker kind of scene at the end here where she's just like, why? What is it?
Yeah.
What? And she's like not even angry at them. She's like angry at herself and them. Like, just like punching her head like, why? Stupid. Like, why did you come here? Like,
because art is a funny thing, and you don't always know how it's going to affect you, right?
Right.
It can be the slightest little difference, and to the point where I wouldn't even have been surprised if they do that, like they give her a performance, and even then she can't necessarily tell because you know, like there's maybe
different
something different environment or whatever, right? Something just hit right in that moment, but thankfully she was able to realize it, and it's the I get it now.
Yeah,
like it's the it feels like that the scene from the show with the mangaka, and they're making the gyoza, and it's like but we're on a deadline, you know, like we only barely made it in time because of the gyoza. No, the only reason we made it in time was because we spent so much time making gyoza. Right?
Was that Kakushigoto?
Yes, that's right, Kakushigoto.
Yeah.
And it's that whole idea of like sometimes the creative process is just weird, you know, and like don't question it.
Yeah.
If you have to eat, you know, tort and stuff. Which, the fact that it was specifically tort.
I actually
my God.
actually think there's something there with regards to that, is that while it can be nice to have like we're having tea or what have you while we're recording this, there are little things that tap into not just like nostalgia, but like feelings that connect you and ground you. And I think a lot of people, when they go into creative space, end up really vulnerable and can actually lose their sense of groundedness because they end up basically chasing all these other environmental things. And friends, in some ways, are the ultimate grounding source, because while they can be the thing that spirits you up and lifts you up into those spaces, they can also be that constant like chattering of just like this thing that's keeping you grounded. So,
the consistency.
Yeah, there's a consistency to their chaos, and I really think in some ways that's why the creative process of, like, I'm thinking about it from like our perspective, but like when you grab a bunch of people and you sit down in front of a whiteboard and you start spitballing ideas, once you're like 3 minutes in, suddenly it just, I don't know, for me it just clicks, and suddenly everyone's going, it's grooving, it's moving. There's something really impressive about that, because you don't have to be the one primarily contributing, but even if you are, I feel like the way in which discussion and interaction ignites that similar feeling of creativity, like, it just, it's wonderful. So, a band being one where you can envision yourself right up there with them, and yet you're also inspired by them. Like, that's, I don't know.
That is what you'd want,
That is what you'd want, but I don't even know what I would compare that to kind of, like, understand it fully for me. I don't know, what would be your equivalent of like something where you can see yourself in that creative space with them, but also they call you up, like.
I don't know, like there's the main two things that come to mind for me would be like writing group and like watching like D&D shows and being like, oh wow, those performers are so fantastic. You watch Brendan Lee Mulligan bring some crazy energy to a character or as a DM or something like that. And you're like,
the actual production of the story versus the output of the story.
Yeah.
Sure, those are two angles of it. And I guess a sports team kind of comes into the equivalent there as well, because it's not as creative, but it is something where you have an environment, community style that's like built for people to come into.
Right, and when you are inspired, like even if it's something that is a physical performance, right. Where it might not require creativity, if you are inspired, that will absolutely bring more out of you.
Sure.
Right, and so that's like, there is still that give and take. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, hopefully. And well, when Azusa came in here and she looked at the Light Music Club, she's like, it don't look like that to me.
Nope.
Like that is not what this looks like.
This is not what I expected or wanted.
Right. Oh, hey, maybe the reason that they had something that, was so like desirable to you is because you don't have it, right? And maybe the reason that you don't have it is because you're not doing things the way that they do it.
Sure, and that's a fun kind of self-acknowledgement thing or like a self-awareness thing to realize, is that if you've got a certain thing that you're doing well, you can become a person of focus and basically specialize yourself in the areas of the things that you're already good at, which I would say you should at the very least be doing that somewhat in some areas of your life. I highly recommend it. But that doesn't mean you completely erase all other things for the purpose of that focus. I would say that a good practice for this is to take 5 things that are important to you and basically find out if there is like another hand's worth of things that are keeping this hand from being outputted, and just maybe remove like one of them and see how it affects this.
Right, scientific process.
Yeah, scientific process. And then take, one at a time, which one you liked the most removing here, and then redouble that focus here, rather than going, oh, I'm now one thing, or I'm now 2 things, because you'll find that there's little trickle effects from those other things that pass over into the other things that you couldn't quantify until they were gone, and then you're like, oh, wait, dang,
it
now my mood's gone, or now my my overall like mental well-being is just a little bit lower.
Yeah. If you're generally like stressed or down in the dumps or something, you might have less energy to put towards those creative endeavors. It kind of feels like in the part in Dungeon Meshi where since she's like, well, if you're wanting pork, then that might be because your body's realizing that there's something in there that you're lacking, right? And so if you're doing something that is very, very not obsessive, but focused on a particular way of doing things, then you might not be aware of the shortcomings of that, but then you see something where, you don't want to entirely imitate the Light Music Club.
No.
You don't want to become like Yui, right?
Right.
But, maybe adding a little bit of tea and cake into your diet will help out.
Yeah, and I liked that the teacher, Sawako Sensei, was kind of the main antagonist of this here, because she's actually not a part of the club in the strictest sense. So in some ways, her influence in this, and starting off with the very real like terror she brought upon Azusa in the beginning there, I think kind of was a fun way of setting the tone, in that if that's what she brings by being like, I'm going to dress you up, I'm going to doll you up and everything, very, aggressive. Then you have Yui, who's like, la la la, la 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 la,
right.
And so
pure Hufflepuff energy.
Right, pure Hufflepuff energy, but it's I am going to give you the opportunity to kind of delve into the piece of my insanity,
Right.
And then there's the insanity of, Sawako Sensei, which is just like, I need you to conform into this mold here. And that's maybe there's something there of just like...
Because Sawako is not actually part of the music club, right? And like she doesn't really do music anymore. She doesn't even like to really hear about it because of the fact that it was something that she took so seriously for the reasons that she did back when. Right. And now it's this thing that she avoids.
Right? And also she's, getting bribed effectively.
Oh, absolutely. And she doesn't want to lose her bribes.
No, this is a really great setup that she's got here.
Yeah, she's got some very effective bribes. She's like, and the position of being a teacher where I'm, I don't know necessarily how it is in Japan, but I know in the U.S., it's the overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated, right? To have people be like, hey, just relax in here and supervise us as we feed you cake and tea.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, say less.
Right, exactly. Stop talking. Yeah.
But yeah, the bond that she found also with Mio was wonderful. I liked that they actually did get Ritsu in for the hey, we're gonna actually practice.
Yep.
We're gonna do something here, and then of course it devolved eventually. But then having her get some space away from the group,
right,
then let her see what she was missing with this, and having her come back and be really open and vulnerable. I think that you could miss the forest for the trees here a little bit in that the girls kind of were bullying her this episode, but when they actually understood her emotions here, because they were just clearly visible, they're like, oh no, wait, we've been kind of doing things wrong. Now, they weren't apologizing for the stuff that they did.
They weren't apologizing, and it was something that they only started to actually take seriously once she was thinking about leaving the band.
True. But the idea that they also understood, we can help in this way here.
Right. The Genki energy of Ritsu suddenly is,
locked in.
Is locked in and helping out rather than being a distraction.
Wait, I see this here.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's go.
I like the way the team came together there. And then obviously, of course, Sumugi is kind of the character who doesn't really speak up a lot in these kinds of dynamics here.
Right.
So she didn't really have as much to do or influence the situation here. But that's fine, because in a lot of ways, she's so off the scale different compared to Azusa that I don't feel like their character interactions needed to be explored.
It very much
those can be done later.
Yeah, it very much feels like Sumugi to me is still so in that, and granted it's part of her archetype, but in that mode of I'm going to learn how regular people act and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying having friends. I'm no longer lonely or what have you.
Yeah, and so I'm in observation mode.
Yes.
Where it's I'm participating, but I'm not trying to
push
inject.
anything.
Yeah.
But overall, really, really sweet episode.
Yeah, this was great.
I think the emotions in this episode were just really, really strong, and I really relate to Azusa.
Yeah,
I feel like people who expect things to just kind of go, can end up feeling really lonely and left out when they realize that the more balanced people are basically like her, very much desiring to have the output, but understand and have patience with regards to the fact that people are different, and you're not going to get that kind of result every single time.
Right.
Even though you might need, in some ways, an Azusa to come in and discipline everybody into, let's actually make sure this happens.
Right, let's balance out the roster so that way it's not just Mio getting drowned out, but you can actually, both sides can basically learn from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is very hard, and I respect her for this, and it's probably because of the Japanese culture with the kohai not necessarily calling out the senpais here.
Oh, absolutely.
And also just nervous because they're a whole friend group, and she does still
want
she is
to be the outsider
in the group and stuff.
Yep.
But it's very easy to become resentful of the people that are then actively subverting your ability to then creatively interact with these people.
You're telling them repeatedly what your needs are, and they're completely blowing it off.
Or not only just blowing it off, they're kind of laughing at it. They're kind of like not mocking it, but they're kind of teasing. And I feel like that's something that because she didn't fully communicate that yet, and because this was all resolved effectively in the one episode, even though there's still some issues that'll be down the line, we didn't enter that full side of the drama here.
This was an episode where Azusa learned something, less so the group.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is fun because, she's the new character. So, second year. We got a new club member. She's in the
full-fledged
OP.
member.
She's not in the ED yet. So I'm guessing, the ED is very intensely animated. So
so it's harder to maybe add someone in
just
there.
Have an, character just put on a new layer, just dropped right in there. But I will say they really did a good job of inserting her into the layers there. So I'm guessing I'm guessing they didn't just put her on top. They actually like had, a layer completely in the middle of like some of the other characters.
Right, because there was a point where like she was behind some of them and everything, even if they didn't do like they didn't add something of her like running after them,
right.
Like way in the back, when they're doing their whole, the four of them running together sequence. But yeah, good stuff.
Great stuff.
I'm excited for the next episode.
Yeah, me too. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link for our Patreon up there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and any level support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel up there as well. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.